Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord. Now we're going to be fighting a couple of looters here, and I don't know whether you noticed, but we actually have a very severely diminished army. And you may be wondering, well, why? Why is that? Actually, it's completely on purpose. I know, I sounded oddly smug there. I'm not entirely sure why, but I suppose it's because usually when I end up with a smaller army, it's kind of because I got defeated a huge amount, but not in this case. I actually decided to get rid of a lot of my units because I didn't want to have such a slow movement speed on the map any further, and that is exactly the reason. So I've basically just shed every single lower tier unit that I've had in my army for a while, and I thought, okay, we're going to do it a different way. We're going to run around with as high tier units as I possibly can, and we're going to have about 20 of them, and that is going to result in some pretty cool things to happen. One, you're able to sneak in to towns a lot easier this way. Two, you are able to basically just kind of keep an eye on what you're spending as well. And that's also something that you should probably take a note of here as well, because we literally have no money. We have no money. I have invested it in a bandit-specific workshop, and it's kind of in keeping. I feel like it is kind of in keeping with the whole theme of things, and I have literally just been doing tournaments. That's it. I've been doing tournaments off-screen, trying to fight as many bandits as I can get my hands on, and that's pretty much it. I actually went all the way from Khuzait territory. I have not been just running around Khuzait territory for the most part. I have gone into Sturgian territory. I ran all the way along here, made a round trip all the way back, and then basically I attempted to do a bit of an in-scene raid, in other words, using the more raiding mod, on a village. And personally, I feel like the village does not really give a huge amount of cash. It gives about 10 dinars every single kill you make, and while it is much safer in regards to there not being any guards, it is, well, let's just say not worth it in my opinion. It is much more worth it to go in against the town and to try and kill as many people as you can, because you do, as far as I'm aware, according to the mods page, I believe you get between 0 and I think it is either 150 or 750 or something like that, dinars per kill, which is actually kind of fantastic. Anyway, ooh, hello. This could be something that we will do quite well on. Alright, so Red Eye Etcher. Now, this is someone that I think we're probably going to be working with for quite some time, so I kind of want to make her like us quite a lot. So let's see if we can maybe free her associates from the bounty hunters. That's going to be quite fun. I have also attempted to install the improved throwables mod. Basically, it just increases the stack of your throwing weapons. And as far as I can tell, it hasn't really made any difference at the moment. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe it's the way that I've installed it or something, or maybe I just haven't found the right throwables yet. But hopefully we'll be able to do that and rectify the situation, because let's face it, when you're using throwing weapons, you kind of want to have more than just 5 per stack. So being able to double that would make them a little more usable, because as they are right now, they're not really that good. Anyway, some of my lads have gone missing. I've got a witness who says they'd gotten themselves dead drunk drinking with another band in these parts who turned out to be filthy bounty hunters. Now my boys are all trussed up, and these treacherous animals aim to turn them in for the bounty. Ah. Raid the bounty hunter's hideout and rescue my associates from them. I will make it worth your while. Say 1,000 dinars? Well, I actually don't even mind about the money, to be honest. I'd probably do it for free if it gave me more relation with her. But I'm going to do the job nevertheless. My men will tell you how to get to the hideout. Alright, so I am a bit injured. Bear that in mind. I also did level up a little bit. So I will show you my... oh, wow. There's the hideout over there. Okay, that's going to be kind of harsh for me, because step bandits usually have a huge amount of bows. And... Yes, we are using a two-handed sword. Obviously, I do have a shield, so it might be okay, but let me actually just have a look here. Okay, so it's 4 days. 4 days. All right, so this is my current stat sheet. As you can see, my tactics has just leveled up, so I guess we might as well just get another point in that. My scouting has no focus points in it, but it has been leveling up perfectly fine. My athletics is obviously extremely high now because I've just been running around on foot most of the time. And my roguery has not gone up at all because I haven't done any actual raids that increase your skills. What I would love to see from the more raiding mod, by the way, is basically a little bit of a way to gain roguery skill by participating in the activity that the mod allows you to do. Because obviously doing a normal raid is very risky, and yeah, I don't know, it's kind of harsh. But as I say, that's the reason why I shed a huge amount of my units, because you can see here I'm actually moving at 6.2 speed because we have not that many horses. I mean, we got a decent amount of horses, which is perfectly fine. But the point is that these horses can then be used by my footmen, so they will generally then be running around a lot faster on the map, and that really helps us massively. Alright, so we're going to have to wait until night. Actually, whoa, oh, never mind. I just looked down, and there you go. It's actually nighttime already. Let's do this. There's also a mod that allows you to attack hideouts in the daytime if you so desire, so there's also that. Anyway, let's do this. Going to get my infantry to follow me for the most part. And, oh yeah, the Bannerlord tweaks mod. That basically allows you to come in with as many units as you want, up to 80, as far as I'm aware, which I think is a bit overkill, so I reduced it to 20 or 30 or something like that. So, anyway, point is, we will probably be quite fine here, but bear in mind that we have to be quite careful about bows. There we go, take him down. There we go, nice, there we go, that's what we like. And I don't know where any of the enemies are. Oh, wow, it seems like we've already killed a whole bunch. I'm actually kind of surprised about that, because I would have expected more of them. Yeah, there we go, nice damage. I gotta say, I really love the skill system in this game. I feel like it is done in a much better way than how Warband was done, because it basically allows you to gain levels without you getting kills, if you know what I mean. So in Warband, generally gaining levels, it's based on an experience-based system. If you don't know anything about Warband, then yeah, it's based on experience, rather than you using, you know, things in combat. Obviously, you do have these separate statistics known as weapon proficiencies, which are, of course, based on those things. Oh dear, gotta be a bit careful here. Don't really want to... I don't really want to get shot. No, that's terrible. Okay, so now I'm... Where am I? Where am I? I am apparently in a developer testing area or something. Okay. Yeah, just ignore that. Anyway, 9.2 renown. That's actually pretty good. That is pretty good. Yeah, so I've just been running around with bandit champions. I personally feel like bandit champions, even though they are tier 5, are... I'm going to say much better than bandit ironclads, just because they have shields, and those shields are going to make things so easy for us. It really is. Anyway, we're going to take all of the loot, and there you go, we did it. And we gain some charm skill, which I am also going to be increasing as time goes on as well, because bear in mind that I did spec a little bit more into it, and someone actually gave me a really good tip. I haven't tried it out yet because I thought I might try it out on screen. But basically, if you find someone that you can speak to, let's say this guy. Hello. Let's say this guy. And basically what we can do is... No, I don't want to fight you, thank you very much. Because that would be bad, wouldn't it? Yes, if I misclick and then just like, oh, all of a sudden I'm absolutely getting murdered. Okay, so there's something I'd like to discuss. I have a proposal... And now what I'm supposed to do is give this guy 1 dinar. And apparently, wow, there you go. That increases your charm. That is one of the easiest ways that you can use to... Yeah, I believe it hasn't been so long since we've last bartered. Okay, so apparently I can't do it over and over and over again with the same guy, but maybe if I just wait a little bit, then I would be able to do it at that point. But I think that's pretty cool. I actually like that a lot, but obviously it is a little bit of, I guess, taking advantage of the game's mechanics at the moment, which is absolutely fine in my opinion, as long as it is actually allowed in the game, doesn't require you to do some weird stuff. Then I think it should be perfectly acceptable. Otherwise, oh, look at this. we're gaining skill points in riding. Why are these guys gaining skill points in riding? I believe I didn't give them a horse. No, but it seems like because we have so many horses now that they are now gaining riding. This guy could use a new chest piece as well as him. Oh wow, they're not wearing very good stuff, are they? They're not really wearing anything good at all, to be honest. Okay, well, there we go. We did that, which is pretty nice. Now, what we're going to do is, because I have 21 units, I should be able to sneak in a lot easier to these various places. And that was the main thinking behind my decision to disband a whole bunch of the lower tier units. Because, let's face it, when you have 70 or so units, which is what I was actually running around with, I think my maximum party size is 75, yeah. So I was running around with about 74, and let's just say it really slowed me down. It made me a lot more sluggish in the game. It made me, generally, it made it very difficult to sort of walk around and things. Aha, hello there. I think I'm actually going to be attacking these guys, because there's 27 of them, 21 of me. I should be able to do this relatively easily, and also bear in mind that if I'm able to go to any town whatsoever, I will be able to recruit more bandit units, and they're so easy to replace, which is really great in my opinion. Being able to replace them so readily makes taking risks that much easier for me, and that makes a huge difference. Anyway, we are actually taking a lot of losses at the moment while I'm chasing after this guy, because I actually did build a horse butcher. Yeah, that is the bandit-focused thing that you can build as a workshop. And personally, I feel like that is pretty cool, because it is obviously illegal. You know, it's kind of frowned upon, I guess you could say. And that's exactly what we're all about. You know, we're about being frowned upon, I guess. But I know a number of you have mentioned in the comments that you would like us to play, how is it again? Chaotic Good, I believe. Yes, Chaotic Good. If you go by the Dungeons and Dragons kind of personality types. And yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that is a great idea. So basically playing honorable with the exception of breaking laws and things like that. So being a nice guy, but breaking the law for varieties of different reasons. I suppose that is what we're going to try and do. But obviously, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to pull it off in Bannerlord, but we'll see. We'll see, because obviously slaughtering people in the streets, probably not going to be a chaotic good thing to do, I would say. I mean, come on, you know. It's probably not going to be looked on as being chaotic good in that case. So that means that I would not be able to do those more raids anymore from the mod, which is kind of a shame, because I personally feel like it's a lot of fun. It's very immersive. But obviously, if that doesn't really go with what we're trying to do, then yeah, you know, maybe we can just do those every so often just for some extra cash. Because the horse butcher, as you can quite clearly see, is not really giving us that much. It's giving us 67 at the moment, which is kind of a shame. I am just kind of cornering this caravan at the moment, because I would like to get more of my people in the fight, if at all possible, and some of them are actually wounded. So I might not be able to win if I don't wait a little bit, and bear in mind that I still have not been able to find a medic companion, which is hugely disappointing to me. And I'm going to wait until a little bit in daytime for me to attack these guys. Here we go. Yeah, and that's also a reason why I decided to disband a couple of our people too, because if you have a lot of people in your army, obviously you're going to be paying more wages, which is a big issue. Anyway, it seems like I'm not going to be able to even catch up to these guys, which is a big problem. I'm not entirely sure what I can do about this, to be honest. But I guess the best thing that we can do is literally just try and level up our roguery skills some more. And hey, you know what? There's actually a tournament going on here, and there's also a gang leader's quest here. So we might as well do a gang leader's quest. Ah, there we go. They've been captured by bounty hunters again. So I suppose we will do this. And hello there. I will help you out. 1,000 dinars? Sure, I'm perfectly happy to do that. I have found that tournaments are a little bit, shall we say, diminishing. It doesn't really help you that much after the first couple, because if you bet 500, as is the case with the Bannerlord Tweaks mod, if you bet 500, then you're going to be getting about 1,500 from the first bet. And then it just diminishes over time. So every single time you do a bet, it gives you less and less and less. And then in the end, you're betting 500 and you're getting back 600. So you're theoretically only gaining 100 in that case, which is, well, pretty awful, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, 100, you know, that just doesn't make sense. So, you know, that's the kind of thing that I would like to try and avoid in the future if at all possible. So, no, come on now. Oh, run, Bruce, run. Okay, there we go. Whew. Oh, hello. Why am I running from you? Oh, cut him down. Just cut him down. All right, so yeah, otherwise... Oh, no. Oh, yes, okay. Whew. I'm a little bit worried. A little bit worried about getting shot. There we go. Take out that raider. Thank you very much. Yeah, now I've made it basically kind of like a goal of mine to not really use a shield that much. Because the thing is that if I use a shield, it kind of eliminates a lot of the risk that I'm taking by using a two-handed. And yeah, that might seem really, really stupid. But it kind of... I don't know. I feel like it kind of ties into the sort of barbarian thief Robin Hood kind of character. Because, you know, it might be... I don't know, it might be considered dishonorable to use a shield in these cases. I don't know, really. I mean, that's the point. It's kind of getting into murky waters now. It's kind of like, oh, but if I use this or if I do that, then what is actually going to happen? I actually have no idea where to go at this point, so I'm just kind of following my forces. But I guess we can just go up here. I will use a shield for this because I'm a bit worried about being potentially shot at. Oh, there we go. I dodged that, at least. No, don't get shot, bandit champion. I will go up the stairs and murder this... Never mind. That was great. That was absolutely fantastic. What a classic, eh? What a classic. That is just so incredibly quintessentially a bare-tailed move, isn't it? I'm just literally like, I will cut you down. Oh, I see. Never mind then. And then I just run in the opposite direction. Yeah, of course. All right, well, whatever the case. Oh yeah, I should probably take some prisoners, shouldn't I? Because it actually does level up our roguery skill. I've forgotten to do that for the past couple of fights. So I definitely need to do something about that. But otherwise, there you go. We did gain a little bit of extra, well, everything. We gained some extra charm and stuff like that, which is always very nice. And I would like to do the tournament, if at all possible. We now have 2,800. Don't worry, we are going to go into Southern Empire territory and do a little bit of skullduggery, I guess you could call it. But yeah, we're just going to wait here for some time and then head into the tournament, if it's still there at that point. Ah, who do we have here? It seems like we have another fellow with some roguery skill. And as I have said multiple times, I will be taking all the companions that I can find that have roguery skill, but also bear in mind that I do need to save one slot at least for a medic of some kind. Anyway, some boys help their fathers sow crops. Some boys learn to herd sheep. Me, I spent my childhood learning to harvest the back alleys outside wine houses. My father taught me. He was a good teacher, if a cruel man. If a man was drunk enough, I could usually take their purse without them even knowing, although sometimes they required a small knock on the head. Only travelers, though, much less fuss afterwards. Every trade takes finesse, as my father said. A wise man, my father, but proud, and that was his undoing. A thief cannot be proud. We do not survive long without protection from the guards, and a new captain wanted to double the tax my father paid. He refused, so they hanged him. I guess there's something to be learned from those skilled at all trades. I too am proud, so I cannot work as a thief. Now I am looking for work that doesn't require me to bend down to the whims of guards, dogs, and turnkeys. Right now I'm between jobs, so if you've got any work for me, I'm willing to discuss it. Whoa, you are literally 7,600? What? Are you serious right now? I can't believe you. Look at how short you are. Are you serious? Everyone else has been under 2,000, and I would have probably been able to afford this guy as well. Yeah, kind of, just about. Oh, well, that is kind of insane. Anyway, I guess I'll go into the tournament then, and we'll see what's happening with that. I did do a couple of Sturgeon tournaments as well, by the way, and yeah, things went they went okay. You know, they went all right. Nothing too dramatic. But bear in mind that obviously we do have. Oh no, this is kind of harsh for me. Being on a horse is bad to begin with, so I probably shouldn't do these tournaments, to be honest. The Crusade tournaments are fine. I do quite like doing them, but as a non-horse person, it is kind of tricky. And by kind of, I mean a huge amount, because now look at my feeble little sword. It just doesn't have the reach to be able to deal with these enemies on the ground or anything like that. Oh, there we go. We finally killed someone. Fantastic. You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, Z apparently gets me off my mount. Did not realize that. Did not realize that. I thought I still had to do the classic warband maneuver where you look down and then press F. But it's nice that the developers actually kept that functionality in there, because I was a bit worried, you know. I was a bit worried about that for a second. Okay, so let's see if we can... Oh, look at how fast he is. He's just so incredibly fast. And I literally cannot be beaten in terms of agility right now. Or at least I don't think so. No, no, no. Yeah, there we go. We took him down. We took him down. I can't believe it. That was extremely close right there. Literally almost died from a horse archer. This guy needs to die, though. Oh, there we go. I'm just cutting everyone down. It's hilarious. Okay, unfortunately, I am going to have to deal with this guy, and he has a spear, which is obviously going to be much better on horse than a sword would be. How is he literally only taking 2 damage? Am I hitting him with my hilt? I think I'm hitting him with my handle right there most of the time. There we go. Whew. Okay, that was a bandit ironclad. You see what I mean about these guys? They are so incredibly heavily armored. It's really difficult to kind of get them dead, basically. It's really, really difficult. Anyway, just going to try and shoot my bow a little bit, I guess. Bear in mind that I have absolutely awful bow skill. Yes. The trials and tribulations of using a bow in a tournament when you have no bow skill. Oh, nice headshot. That was so totally massive luck right there that I cannot take credit for it whatsoever, unfortunately. Well, most of the shots that I make usually are actually kind of lucky, so I guess we can... You know what? Yeah, I looked down again. I looked down. I know. I shouldn't really be doing that because, you know, Z and everything, you can press that and then, you know, it takes you off your horse. Anyway, gonna have to be a bit careful. Ah, no, I don't want to get shot. Okay, let me see if I can take this guy down. Are you serious right now? Is this another one of those bandit ironclads? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they literally put those guys in here. Yes, it is, actually, I believe. There's a little bit of extra damage. Okay, that was better. Nice! Oh, yeah, I saw that guy coming from off the screen there, and I was like, yes, okay, he seems to be ready to die. And that one's also ready to die. Very nice. We hit him in the head. Aha. Seems like his head is the least well armored, so it would probably be quite easy to eliminate him at that point. We're actually on a team with the guy that was over 7,000 in cash to recruit, so that's pretty cool. Gonna have to be a bit careful here, because this horse archer is going to be very difficult. Yeah, this guy's going to be very difficult for me to deal with too, especially considering I have a spear. Oh, I gained a level. Nice. Okay, so if anything else, or shall we say if nothing else, then at least I have leveled up, and that's really quite good. Come on now. Take him. Yes, there we go. Nice, 59 damage. Maybe I can do a little bit more. And that 26, and he's done. Oh no. Yes, he's. Look at that guy. That Ellil guy, the mad. He's dead now. Useless. Yeah. Okay, come on. Got to be a bit careful. Got to use the reach. There we go. Nice. Use the reach against him. And we know how powerful spears can be against swords. So yeah, that's definitely a thing that we got to do. And as you can see, literally this wager is not even, I mean, it's not even worth it in my opinion. It's only 50 gold, so we're just going to leave it the way it is. And going to have to be a bit careful here because we're now up against Ellil guy. Ellil guy the mad. I mean, I wonder what makes him mad. I'm not entirely sure. Or, well, I mean, you can basically take 2 things away from that. You can take, is he mad, crazy mad, or is he mad, angry mad? I don't know. But whatever the case, we now have a decent amount of renown and a little bit of extra cash as well. Bear in mind that I spent about, I don't know, spend about 1,500 or something like that to be able to even get the winnings. So technically, I'm only gaining about 1,300, which is, I guess it's all right. It's not too bad. But you can see here, we're moving really, really fast. Is it just me that thinks I'm moving fast? I don't know. But whatever the case, we're going to go over to Onira now, and we will try and... Actually, you know what? Should I just try and raid something real quick to level up my roguery skill bit? That might make more sense than anything else. So we actually did level up. My one-handed skill did level up as well. So let's have a look here. 40% increased weapon speed bonus whenever the player has a one-handed weapon wielded. I guess we'll go for that because shield bash causing 50% extra damage. Not really something I'm too interested in at the moment. Player does extra damage at less than half hit points. Oh, perfect. They know me, apparently. They know me, and they know that I tend to take a lot of damage. Alright, that seems pretty good. Scouting I've actually been taking a look at, and I personally feel like it is really good because it allows you to reduce the amount of food consumption you have, and it increases your movement speed in deserts, in forests, in hills, or in marshes. Very, very powerful bonus speed as well from here. Bonus speed for grassland. Extra 8 hit points. Look at this. Extra 3% movement speed on the map. We're going to be running around like no one's business. So incredibly fast. So I think I'm going to be increasing scouting yet again, and we will be increasing our cunning as well. I think that that really is going to make a big difference. Alright, so under the cover of night, we are attempting to raid this village. Bear in mind that, unfortunately, as you can see at the top there, the power levels are kind of dramatically, well, not dramatically, but slightly, shall we say, in the enemy's favor. And that is going to make things kind of uncomfortable for us. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to be a bit sneaky, because let's face it, we're kind of a bandit. So we've got to be a bit sneaky to turn things in our favor, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to tell all of my guys to come over here. And we're literally just going to wait behind the little house here. And then we're going to tell everyone to charge in. Let's do this. There we go. Come on, take him down, take him down. Massive, massive cleaving attacks from our two-handed sword here. This is basically the only thing that I can do to achieve anything, really. Because if we attack them in open warfare, we're going to take so many casualties. It's really just not going to work. So hiding behind that building enabled us to cut down the ranged advantage that they had. And so we can just literally mob them as soon as they come around the corner. So there's a little bit of strategy involved there. I used to do that a lot actually in like FPS games and stuff when I was growing up. So generally tend to, you know, fall back on those old strategies when you want to bring an enemy toward you and they have a ranged attack, which was usually the case in first-person shooters, obviously. And so, you know, they'd come around and then you could just pop them or melee them or whatever the case. But anyway, there you go. I'm not going to take any prisoners because I really don't want to weigh myself down at all. And this is the thing. We're getting into kind of like the meta here. We're getting into the brain sort of strategy here and trying to make sure that we have as fast a movement speed as possible. Bear in mind that we are now disorganized as well, which is also the main reason why I would like to level up tactics as much as possible, because you can see here that, wait a minute, where is it? This, swift regroup. That is the thing that I want to try and get as fast as possible, because if I can get this, decreasing my disorganized state duration by 50%, it is going to increase our mobility by such a dramatic amount. It's just going to be crazy good. Anyway, here we have a pretty important decision to make. Power Basher versus Speed Basher. Two-handed weapons with more than 100 speed get 1% higher speed and 2% higher damage. Power Basher, on the other hand, is less than 85 speed, get 2% higher speed and 5% higher damage. 5% higher damage sounds so incredibly good. So I'm not going to take anything just yet because I'm a bit worried about what I actually have here. Okay, so I have a swing speed of 97. So that is indeed the problem. I haven't actually been looking for any two-handed weapons for a very long time because it just didn't make much sense, to be honest, because I have this wonderful sword which is so incredibly fun to use. But I kind of want to take the Power Basher ability because 2% higher speed, that's not really... it's neither here nor there, really, because 2% versus 1%, I mean, it's not really going to make that much difference. but Power Basher in general is just better value for your overall character's strength. So being able to have a weapon that is 85 or less speed, I'd like to find something like that. So I guess we're going to try. I guess we're going to try and find something like that. Anyway, I don't particularly care about the goods that we're raiding right now. The main thing that I'm caring about is literally just to get as much roguery skill as possible. Because being able to get that other trait that allows you to get in... Oh, hello. Okay, we're going to have to end the raiding here, unfortunately. But we did increase our roguery skill a little bit. But yeah, Ira's party is usually around here quite often. So I might have to decide to go into a different area. But yeah, now that we're in the trees, there's no way they're going to be able to catch us because we do have that wonderful Botanian forest agility like I pointed out in the previous episode. So that's fantastic. It really is. I'm kind of surprised that they're actually following us so dramatically right now. Yeah, it's because they want to defend it. Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay, well, that is to be expected. Nothing really to worry about there. I was actually hoping that there might be a couple of tasks for a gang leader somewhere around here. I think Makeb might actually have something going on. So we'll go over there for the moment. We'll let these guys cool off a little. And we will be heading back there. Don't worry. We will be heading back there in just a second. So... let's see. Aha, snake eyes. Whoa, wow. Wow. This is a powerful... Whoa, they're both powerful. Okay. I hope... rival gang. Oh, I don't know whether I really want to focus... Do I want to focus on Deneen right here? Or do I want to focus on Elena? I really don't know. Because one of them has 367 power and the other one has 307. I guess we'll just do whatever. But the thing is that bear in mind that we are chaotic good. So generally my word is my bond. I guess that's what we'll kind of go for here. So if I say that I'm going to do something, then in a roleplay standpoint, that is what I will do in terms of tasks. So we will try our hardest never to fail any tasks. And that's what we're going to try and do here. So, and also never to betray our employer, because if we betray the employer, then, well, what good is our word? You know what I mean? So we're going to just kind of go along those lines. So we will be honorable in that respect, and we will also try and do as best we can to not slaughter indiscriminately. So if we do have to do a town raid or something like that for some additional cash, then I will try to probably only kill male villagers or something like that. Probably that is the way to go if we want to be, super chaotic good in that respect. Alright, so here we go. I am ready for the fight. Finally, it took a while for the message to come up, weirdly enough, but otherwise, let's do this. I do have some throwing daggers, but I think I'm probably gonna... Oh, I've got some cool armor on, actually. Anyway, yeah, I do have some throwing daggers, but I don't think I'm really going to be using them here. Personally, I feel like they are a bit too slow to make a big difference. So, as I said before, my word is my bond, and I would not be bought. So let's see what I can do here. Let's just try and deal as much damage as I possibly can initially, and then try and do some extra damage to some of the others. Bear in mind that... Oh, did I just parry that? That was crazy, yeah. Full offense seems to work quite nicely here, so that's pretty good. Wow, we almost lost. Look at that. We literally almost lost. Only one. Wow, that's a bandit ironclad? Oh my. Okay, that's a bit worrying. Okay, so I actually ended up losing none of my own guys, so that's pretty good. But otherwise, there you go. Nice victory for us right there. And I wonder whether this actually reduces the power level of the other NPC. Does it? It doesn't seem to. I'm actually unsure how power levels change as time goes on. I think it would be really cool if the tasks you did affected the power level. It might very well be the case that they do, but maybe it just takes a little bit of time for them to react to that. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I will go over here and I'll see if there's another task, because obviously doing tasks for criminal leaders is always pretty good. Oh, there's another rival gang. Really? Same guy? The same guy is trying to attack? Okay, yeah, I'm absolutely happy to help you. No problem whatsoever. And also bear in mind that I'm thinking we're probably going to have an army limit, shall we say. And our army limit should probably be about 25, at least for the early game. Because once we have leveled up a whole bunch of really high tier units, I'm talking about bandit champions for the most part here, because the bandit ironclads, while they're actually really, really good, they do not have shields, as we know. And that kind of makes things a little bit difficult when most of the enemies that you're going to be facing have really good archery skills, crossbows, thrown weapons, stuff like that. So having units without shields does make things kind of harsh. But maybe if you can intersperse them a little bit, intersperse them with a couple of berserkers here and there, then you can increase your damage output pretty significantly as a result of that. Anyway, we did actually level up our scouting right now, and we can spot hideouts from further away. Okay, not a particularly big deal. I also do have two-handed, as I said before, and I'm actually going to ask you, what do you think? What do you think about this? Should I go for Speed Basher and just keep my sword, or should I go... actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. My sword doesn't even apply to either of these, because it has 97 speed. That's hilarious. Right, so yeah, it has 97 speed, so I will be unable to select a trait that actually makes any difference to us whatsoever, which is great. Oh, that's fantastic, you know. Classic, isn't it? Ugh, okay. Well, whatever the case, I'm ready. Let's do this. And we will fight another rival gang. And yeah, as I said, I would like to go into the back streets and see if I can maybe do something about that too. I've given my word, so, you know, my word is my bond and so on, so I will just try and do as much damage as I possibly can here. And as you can see, the cleaving effect does come into play quite nicely, but unfortunately, it does a very small amount of damage. Thankfully, none of my people actually got themselves killed this time around, which is pretty nice. Parkour. There we go. We're doing some parkour. Anyway, there you go. We're done. We are done. I personally feel like having a high athletics character is super fun, and it's something that I haven't really had the opportunity to play with that much. So it is a lot of fun there. All right, so we've increased our relation with her to 17. I'm actually wondering what I will be able to do with her later down the line. I seem to remember that a lot of people, when I was initially playing with Barney, said that if you get a high enough relation with some of these leaders, then they will actually start... You can maybe even create your own gang. I'm not entirely sure if that will happen for us, but I would love to do so. I think it would be pretty fun. Anyway, I'm just going to give him 1 dinar and just increase our charm a little bit more. And yeah, I would like to get to 25 charm if at all possible. There's another hideout here, so I could technically attack them if I wanted to, but I think I'm just going to leave it for the moment. Because what I would like to do is go over to one of the enemy's towns and maybe do a little bit of raiding there. Try and get a little bit of extra cash to potentially invest in another horse butcher or something like that. It's still giving me 47, because here's the thing, I kind of felt to myself that maybe what would be a good idea would be to restrict my ability to buy workshops, because if I buy normal workshops that are not to do with banditry, then it's kind of just I don't know, it's kind of just regular playthrough then. But if I'm only allowed to use horse butchers and maybe try to make them do a little bit better than they currently are, then that would be the best, you know, because it's obviously the most accurate to what we're trying to do. Anyway, so there we go. We finally have 25 charm, and we will be taking a look at what we can get here. Okay, so 15% reduced barter penalty, or 10% chance to gain +2 relation with lords. I guess I'm going to take Icebreaker this time around because I haven't taken that before. And we'll see if that actually does something. There's 32 looters over there, but yeah, we're going to head to Onira, I believe. Wait a minute. Where am I going right now? Oh, I could actually go over there. I think that might make sense. Although we are pretty far away from many forests. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.